Willem, you were watching that briefing by the minister and, of course, some comments that were made by the National Commissioner and, of course, the little that we saw of the interview between the head of the regulatory authority and our Aldrin St-Pierre. Let's start with what the minister had to say. What did you, or were you able to pick up from what he was able to put on the record?
Good afternoon to you. Yeah, the minister is in a very difficult position. You know, whenever you start with an investigation like this, the less you say, the better, because it might jeopardize the investigation, and that is what he would not like to happen. So the minister actually tried to say what he could say, as did the National Commissioner. And that is that what we could pick up there for one is that if you start from the beginning, of course it is a registered training facility. They are registered by CIRA, and if you go on their website, you see that they are accredited to do certain training. And as the regulator also said, then they are certified to do that type of training. So what we saw when we investigated and looked at their website, we saw that they do some close protection. That is your bodyguard training. They also do training for anti-poaching. They do training for cargo, for CIT, you know, this specialized operations. So it's quite high-tech training that they are certified for. And the minister also said that there's a fine line between that training and military training. And now it is up to the police and the investigators to actually start with that investigation, because remember, they will have to build a case. And that case will have to go to court, and they will have to prove that in court. And of course, then the defense will counter that. So it is hard work for the police to do, because you can't just go on face value and then charge people. So yeah, it's early days. We do not have a lot of information, but that is what it seems emanated from the minister's briefing.
Did I read too much, Willem, into it? When the minister was asked whether it's a militia camp or and a legitimate training facility, and his answer was both.
Yeah, I heard that, and that is quite interesting. You must just understand that there's certain dynamics in here. So for us, South Africa, to do military training for other countries, that has happened before, but then the right protocols have been followed, etc., etc. So yeah, we could see that they applied for visas to do security training, and it seems that they blurred the line and they overstepped, according to preliminary news that we got. But also, what is very troublesome and what raises a red flag is the country in question. If we look at Libya, Libya is currently a country in conflict, it's a failed state. The government of national unity in Libya is in control of less than 20% of the land. The rest of the country is under control of a militia under General Haftar, and the rest, especially in the south, you've got various tribal militias that are active there. They dominate the ground there, but also you have ISIS and Al Qaeda that have camps there that are operating from there towards Mali and Mauritania and the other countries. So that makes it quite a difficult question. Who sent those people here? Are they from the national government of national unity? Are they from some of the other militias? Because that will change the ballgame, and also that will make it a bit more serious. Our initial information that we got is that it seems, and this is not being confirmed, but it seems that they tend to come from the east of a part of Libya, and that part is dominated by the militia of General Haftar, and not the recognized government of Libya. That makes it a bit more tricky for us.
Something else that jumped at me, and again, I may be reading way too much. into it. When the minister was asked whether there are any other such camps elsewhere in the country, you may have seen or read this as well, because once there was this discovery, and then people started suggesting that they may be more. The minister was, quote unquote, his answer, that is, was, we need to expand our checks. That didn't give me a great deal of confidence that we have sufficient or proactive intelligence, especially given how even this one was found and how much time it actually took for these irregularities to be established, and of course for police to pounce on this facility.
Yeah, that is a very, very good observation, because, that also indicates to us how important the role of oversight is, and also of regulatory bodies. South Africa, we have got one of the most vibrant security establishment in the world. I mean, if you look at the sheer numbers of security guards in South Africa, is more than your average in most countries. And the reason for that is the unacceptable high crime levels in South Africa, the levels of criminality that is number 3 in Africa and number 7 in the world. So all those security officials, of course, it needs to be regulated, but they also need to be trained. And that is where CIRA also comes in. All these training facilities have to accredit with them. They have to develop a curriculum that is approved, and that curriculum is normally have to be approved by SAQA. So that is part of your regulatory framework to make sure that these people step within the lines. But also, you see the problem. A security guard to stand at the gate. Your training is to be on a different level than when you train a security, a private protector, or what we also look at as bodyguards. So their training is different. If you look at anti-poaching, then you need to train into some skills in the field and tracking and all the other things that can be either military, or it can be in the security field. So the blur that was mentioned is there, and that is why it is important, that you regularly do checks from the regulatory body side, but also from the police side, to keep these companies in check. They are doing a great job. They're doing a necessary job, but they have to do it within the rules.
Perhaps the last of the things that jumped at me while I was listening to the minister, at least for the purposes of our conversation right now, is that when he was asked why it took so long to get to this point, the minister somewhat sort of brushed aside concerns or downplayed the importance of that question, in my view, although he admitted that the people of South Africa have a lot of anxieties, and justifiably so, about this particular incident. And why that was also important for me was because when later on he was asked about the concerns that people have raised, the community that is, about these people, how they bullied people, the allegation goes, and you heard that MPL also talking about possibilities of sexual harassment, or even things that are worse than that. And the reply was that, from the commissioner, was that, yes, there have been allegations, but there are no complainants. And why that worries me is because if indeed these were bullies, who ran roughshod of the interests of that community, and who were perhaps even feared, then the chances of getting complainants are actually slim.
Yeah, that is actually one of the things. A recent study actually revealed that the trust of the public in the police is less than 73% of the public that do trust the police. So trust levels are at all-time lows. That is one of the challenges. But we also saw that what came out from the answer of the Minister and the Commissioner is that this was not an intelligence-driven operation. It was actually the public that came and complained to the police about the presence of these people and then the bullying and the other things that you are mentioning. So what should actually be done now from the public side is they should go and they should lay charges. While these people are now under arrest, we don't know what the charges are, why these 95 people are. Is it just a violation of immigration or other charges? It's not been verified. But then if, while those people are here, you cannot just now deport those people if there are charges against them and that need to be investigated. So if the public have got any complaints, they have to go approach the police, they have to lay the charges, and then the police, is the onus on them is to investigate, and then they have to facilitate arrests before these people can be deported, if they are actually the culprits, and that will only be decided by the investigation.
Willem Els, thank you very much for your time.